Today, we're gonna draw a super simple version of Pluto from Mickey Mouse. What do you think about that, Mr. Ice Cream?
I love all the Disney characters, so I'm excited.
Yeah, I love all the Disney characters too. And I love your enthusiasm.
Before we get started, the only materials you need for this project are paper, a pencil, a black marker, and something to color with.
So let's get started. So we're gonna start, Pluto has kind of a small head, so we're gonna start towards the top of the page here and just draw a little oval like this for his nose. A little circle inside that, or another little oval for the highlight. And then we're gonna do 3 lines kind of curving on top of his nose. 1, 2, 3. And then on this third one, we're gonna do 2 big eyes. I already think I'm making the head too big, but that's okay. And then inside that, I'm gonna do 2 pupils, a little circle inside there for the highlight. And we can just go ahead and lightly shade that in, so we know what's dark and what's light when we go back and color it with our markers. We could even do the same thing with the nose here, just so we remember what parts to color and leave light there. So then above his eyes here, we're not gonna connect the eyebrows, but just leave a little space. Little space between them. And come around like that. And then in between the eyebrows, we just do 1 little bump for the back of his head. And then on the edge of these eyebrows, I'm gonna do a little curving line, slightly overlaps on both sides like that. And then 1 more little bump like this. And this here is gonna go up and this one's gonna go down. So this side's gonna be a little bit different. Draw a little bump like that. And then we want his edges of his mouth to be just above this line. So we're just gonna draw a little tiny line here on both sides. And then we can do another curve like that. 1 more like that. And these are kind of like his cheeks. So we're gonna put a little curve like this in there for the corners of his mouth. And then I kind of like to put a little dot right below the nose just to know where the center is, because then starting right in the middle of this line, we're going to connect to the edge of his mouth there and then curve around to that dot. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side, right in the middle of this. Curve around to the dot there. And now we got the top part of his head. So it looks like this ear is gonna go off the page, but that's okay. So just do 2 lines like that. And maybe a little bit of it stays on. And then we'll leave this ear for when we start doing the body here, but now we gotta leave space for his tongue here, so we're just gonna start in the middle of here. That might even be a little too far. And the middle of this cheek, kind of come down like that. And then we're gonna want to do a big curving line like this. And then one more line that curves right down the middle for his tongue. And just so we don't get confused, I'm gonna erase that first line. And then starting from the edge of his tongue here, we just do a little curve up. And then all the way down to his tongue on that side. And then his cheek kind of comes right around and connects to this. And then just below this, do a little line. It doesn't come below his tongue, but just goes right kind of to there. And his tongue kind of overlaps his collar a little bit. That's right, Mr. Ice Cream. So now we're gonna do a little line like this, and then slightly overlap and connect back to his neck there. And then same thing on the other side, little curve, and then slightly overlap. And then we're gonna do another line that just curves all the way around. That. And then right from the edge of this, I'm gonna do two kind of diagonal lines that just come straight down. And then a curving line connects them on the bottom. And then we can draw one little line like that inside of his mouth. This part's gonna be dark.
Wow, this already looks like Pluto.
And then right from kind of the middle of this diagonal line here, I'm gonna do a big curve like that for his chest. And then from just under where the corner is here, do another curve like that. And then I think this leg's in front, so we'll do that first. So we're gonna do a curve like that. And then overlap that one. Come straight down. And then over here, I'm gonna do another line that goes all the way down, and this is where his heels are gonna be. And his chest doesn't come over and touch the leg. We're gonna wanna have it slightly overlap for his other leg. And then where his chest is, we want that to stick out a little farther than his legs. So kind of come down like this. And those are his two front legs. So then we can draw two little lines like that. And then slightly overlap for his toes. And we're just gonna do 3 loops like this. And slightly overlap again. fold like that. And then same thing on the other side. Do a big toe, second toe, third toe, like that. And now we just gotta do his back legs. Well, I guess we can put in the ear now, because the reason I held off on that is because we want to make sure it's the right size. The ear kind of comes down like to where his collar is. So we're just gonna do kind of like a teardrop shape like this. And then his legs here, his back legs are gonna be like right in the middle. We're gonna start with the front legs and just do a big loop like that that doesn't quite connect. And then same thing on the other side. Big loop that doesn't quite connect. And then these toes are slightly behind those toes, so we're kind of just gonna do 1, 2, 3 like that. And then put a little curving line going that way. And maybe that comes down a little lower. And then the same thing on the other side. We'll do a little fold here. 1 toe, 2 toes, 3 toes, and then connect back. And then we just gotta add his tail right from the edge of here, and it goes right up towards his mouth. And gets a little skinnier at the end. And that's it. So now let's go back and darken this in with some Sharpies and keep the party going. All right, so there's our finished black and white outline of Pluto. So now I'm just gonna add a few more pencil lines on top of this to kind of map out where I'm gonna put the shadows. You don't have to do this part if you don't want to, but if you want to go to the next level, here's one way to do it. So I'm kind of just gonna draw a little line on his chest there. Front legs will be light, and then a little line down his toes here, so like the bottoms of his feet will be shadow. And then under his leg there, and the bottom of the back foot. And same thing on the other side. Just a little bit of, kind of like we're adding a mustache here. And then maybe just a little bit above his eyes there. A little shadow below his chin. Maybe All right. So now it's time to color this in. So let's go. All right, so there's our finished drawing of Pluto from the Mickey Mouse Gang. Sorry that, I messed up the proportions in the beginning and the ear goes off the page there, but I think you can use your imagination that it just kind of curves up and down right there. So if you can fit it on your page, then you're even better than me. What do you think, Mr. Ice Cream?
I think this looks exactly like Pluto. I don't even mind that the ear goes off the page. I think it adds an element of mystery.
All right, well, thanks for making me feel better about it. Did you have fun?
So much fun. I can't wait to see what we're gonna draw next.
All right, well, that's the most important thing. So I hope the rest of you had fun, and we'll see you at the next art party. All right, that ear thing is gonna bother me forever. So I just drew the rest of the oval on another page that I can just attach to the back. If I can line it up right. And now our drawing is complete. See you at the next art party.
Don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to save your seat at the next art party.